Welcome back everyone to the Audacious Money Witch channel where we talk about investing and trading and a lot of fun things. Everything you need to know about Nvidia GTC keynote for NVDA stock investor. I watched GTC 3 times when I was making this video, so I have a deeper understanding of what Nvidia just announced. It's both brilliant and truly magnificent. NVIDIA GTC stands for GPU Technology Conference, is an AI Woodstock event for developers. It's not a Taylor Swift's concert, but Jensen Huang has become the Steve Jobs of AI. Now that the keynote from Jensen is over, in this video I am going to give you my keynotes from this 2 hours presentation. The platform code named Blackwell, named after David Blackwell, game theorist. $100 trillion of the world's industry is represented in that room. What are the companies that Nvidia is partnered up with or depend on for accelerated computing? Are they paying dividends? Are they worth investing? Synopsys is Nvidia's literally first software platform. They were there in the very first day of our company. We're accelerating computational lithography. One of the most important applications that nobody's ever known about. In order to make chips, we have to push lithography to the limit. Ted has done lithography in university. Ted, did you take lithography in university? Oh, you like it? You understand it all? Can you teach me about it later? Oh yeah, he's going to teach me about it later. Was it cool? Oh yeah, he loved it. He understands the state-of-the-art open AI model is approximately 1.8 trillion parameters, which require 30 billion seconds or 1,000 years to train that model. We don't have enough time, so we need more faster, bigger GPUs. We are talking about millions of GPUs. AI training AIs. That's why Nvidia introduced Blackwell platform, the engine of the new industrial revolution. Hopper is the most advanced GPU in the world in production today. It changed the world. Can you imagine holding $10 billion in your hands? Well, it looks like this. The Grace Blackwell system. Artificial intelligence and the stock market are both about probability. So Blackwell is 2.5 times to 5 times faster than Hopper. It has 5x the inference capability of Hopper. If you were to train a groundbreaking GPT model, 1.8 trillion parameter model, it will take Hopper with 8,000 GPUs and it would consume 15 megawatts of power in 90 days. If you were to use Blackwell to do the same job, it will only take 2,000 GPUs, the same 90 days, but this is the amazing part with only 4 megawatts of power. AI can understand the context of who you are, for what reason you're fetching this info. It can just generate the info you want. It can save so much time and energy. In the good old days of Moore's Law, it was 100x in over 10 years in the heydays of the PC revolution. In the last 8 years, Nvidia has gone 1,000x. It's still not fast enough, and they only have 2 years left. So they built another chip. This chip can have every single GPU talk to every other GPU at full speed at the same time. That's insane. So that they effectively are one giant GPU. In order to make a cost effective is that this chip has to drive copper directly, which explains copper price has increased a lot recently. So how big are Nvidia's AI GPUs? There are 600,000 parts and 3,000 pounds, as much weight as a Ferrari. Generating videos, generating proteins, generating chemicals. There's a bunch of generation going on. All of that is in the category of computing we call inference. Inference is extremely hard for large language models. Due to the large size, it doesn't fit into one GPU. Imagine Grand Theft Auto 6 doesn't fit into one computer. Now, all of a sudden, this one inference application where you're interacting with this chatbot requires a supercomputer in the back to run it, and that's the future. When Jensen talks about chatbot generate tokens, 3 tokens is about the size of a word. There are 2 factors. One is throughput per GPU. The higher it goes, the more it reduces the overall cost per token. On the other hand, you have an interactive rate per user. It has everything to do with quality of service. These 2 things compete against each other. Inference of Blackwell compared to Hopper is extraordinary. In fact, it is some 30 times Hopper for large language models like ChatGPT. Because that MV link switch is the reason GPUs are communicating with each other. That makes it almost 10 times faster. In the future, data centers are the AI factory. AI factory's goal in life is to generate revenues, generate intelligence. AWS is gearing up for Blackwell. They're going to build the first GPU with secure AI. Amazon Robotics is working with us using NVIDIA Omniverse. AWS Health has NVIDIA Health integrated into it. Google, Oracle, Microsoft, we're bringing the NVIDIA ecosystem to Azure. NVIDIA's Omniverse is now hosted in Azure. NVIDIA's healthcare is at Azure, and all of it's deeply integrated and deeply connected with Microsoft Fabric. The whole industry is gearing up for Blackwell. The digital twin idea, it's really spreading, and it helps companies build very complicated things perfectly the first time. In the future, we're going to manufacture everything digitally first, and then we'll manufacture it physically. This really feels like in the Iron Man movie. Tony Stark always asks Jarvis to scan the Iron Man suit digitally, and then he builds it with metal. Anything you can digitalize, so long as there's structure, we can probably learn some patterns from it. And if we can learn some patterns from it, we can understand its meaning. We might be able to generate it as well. And so therefore, the generative AI revolution is here. Using Cordif, extreme weather like Chanthu can be super resolved from 25 kilometers to 2 kilometers resolution with 1,000 times the speed and 3,000 times the energy efficiency of conventional weather models. NVIDIA Healthcare, something they started 15 years ago, whether it's medical imaging or gene sequencing or computational chemistry, it is very likely that NVIDIA is the computation behind it. All the digitalization that we've done for genes and proteins and amino acids, that digitalization capability is now passed through machine learning so that we understand the language of life. AlphaFold has reconstructed 200 million proteins, basically every protein of every living thing that's ever been sequenced. This is completely revolutionary. But those models are incredibly hard for people to build. And so NVIDIA are going to build them for researchers around the world. It won't be the only model. There'll be many other models that they're going to create. Other models, computer vision models, robotics models, and even large language models. NVIDIA Inference Microservice, it's a piece of software that can write other software. How do we build software in the future? It is unlikely that you'll write it from scratch or write a whole bunch of Python code. It is very likely that you'll assemble a team of AIs. There's probably going to be a super AI that you use that takes the mission that you give it and breaks it down into an execution plan some of that execution plan could be handed off to another NIM. Because these NIMs have been packaged up and ready to work on your system so long as you have Nvidia's GPUs in your data center or in the cloud, these NIMs will work together as a team and do amazing things. Like Tony said, they will run your business for you.
Started out, Jarvis was just a natural language UI. Now he runs the Iron Legion. He runs more of the business than anyone besides Pepper.
Artificial intelligence.
This could be it, Chris.
The beach? Well, it does our business for us. Oh yeah. Beach days. You want to go see the beach chicks in their bikinis. Oh yeah. More Sundays, more beach days, more pizza days. Oh yeah. Once you develop your AI technology, it's yours to take anywhere. So we were effectively an AI foundry. We will do for you and the industry on AI what TSMC does for us building chips. The three pillars of AI Foundry are the NIMs, Nemo Microservice, and DGX Cloud. The vast majority of our data is not in the cloud. It's sitting inside our company. It's basically NVIDIA's intelligence. So you essentially take structured data or unstructured data, you learn its meaning, you encode its meaning. So now this becomes an AI database. In the future, once you create it, you can talk to it. One good example of that is PDF. We can encode all of your PDF and it turns into vectors that are now stored inside your vector database. It becomes the proprietary information of your company. And once you have that proprietary information, you can chat to it. It's a smart database. Just like Adobe CEO said, we can chat with our PDF files. You can do it. It's worth it. There's so many companies that are sitting on gold mines, meaning they're sitting on a lot of data. If they could take that data and turn them into co-pilots, these co-pilots could help us do things. The AI imitates us by reading a lot of the language to predict the next words. The ChatGPT moment for robotics may be right around the corner. NVIDIA have been building the end-to-end systems for robotics for some time. The DGX on top for training the AI, the Jetson is the autonomous processor. In the middle computer that runs Omniverse is called OVX. Vision Pro portals you into Omniverse. Everything that moves will be robotic. NVIDIA has over 1 million robotics developers they've created. Mercedes, Jaguar, Land Rover will be the first connected to NVIDIA. These autonomous robotic systems are software defined and they take a lot of work to do. They have computer vision, AI control, and planning all kinds of complicated tech, and it takes years to refine. NVIDIA is building the entire stack, and they are opening up an entire stack for all of the automotive industry. NVIDIA AI Foundry is working with some of the world's great companies. Thor is designed for transformer engines. NVIDIA's next generative AV computer, Thor, will be used by BYD. All this incredible intelligence is powered by the new Jetson Thor robotics chips designed for Groot, built for the future. Today we discovered that Disney's BDX robots are powered by Jetson. Jetson, a robotics computer. Finally, the 5 things that Jensen talked about today are 100 trillion new Gen AI industry, Blackwell platform, NIMS, AI Foundry, Omniverse AV, and robotics. So all of this that I presented to you today is the reason why I'm going to buy every dip in sight.